Alright, bear with me. I know you all might be asking right now, why is the definition of ally lambasted upon my screen instead of my belovedly ugly mug? By that I mean my avatar with my face in it, but actually, if you'd give me a moment to continue with this video, you'll see as to why the definition of ally is so important. But I know the real reason why you all are here, and I can hear you already saying, well, just get to the fucking response video already, you dumb cunt. And without further ado, let us continue. I like how it starts out with, stop asking a marginalized community you're trying to help what you can do. Alright, imagine, if you will, you see a car on fire, and you notice that there's people inside, and you run over to them and you say, what can I do to help? And they respond to you with a sea of dumbfounded faces, and on top of that, they will go out of their way to, lambaste you for having to ask that question in the first place. And after that, they will tell you to go out and do some research on burning cars and learn what you can do to help for yourself. If you see an issue inside of your own community and somebody asks you what they can do to help, do not do what these assholes recommend that you do and tell that person to go look it up themselves or go do the research for yourself, because then, quite frankly, any of the people that you might have been able to get to help you, most of them are going to be like, well, fine, you fucking cunt. I'm not going to help you then, since you want to be such a fucking asshole about it. But they do at least continuing on with have tough conversations with your friends and family. Which, albeit, yes, do have tough conversations with your friends and family. However, if your tough conversations that you have with your friends and family boils down to identity politics, you're probably a loopy fucking cunt. But I digress. What do I know? I'm just a straight white male. And God knows we're fucking Satan. Anyway, moving on. This pyramid right here is a whole lot of dumb shit squashed into an equilateral triangle. First off, racial slurs and jokes don't belong anywhere near burning crosses, and lynchings for that matter, especially lynchings, because as I said time and time again, and I'm starting to feel like a broken record, words are not violence. And I know some will be like, yeah, but that proves that that person using a slur is a racist. Oh, then don't fucking talk to them. But the really juicy bits are in the green section. So be prepared for itemized destruction of idiotic ideals. MAGA, or Make America Great Again, doesn't have anything to do with racism. Yes, there are racist people that follow it, but does that mean that the movement itself, and ergo Donald Trump, are racist? No, you fucking turbo-tard. In fact, some blacks, or people of color as you oversensitive cunts prefer, voted for Donald Trump, and a large part of the white population because, unbeknownst to you liberals, he spoke to the disenfranchised working class, and Hillary reeked of hypocrisy in the establishment. If you didn't have your head 3/5 of the way into your own fucking colon, you'd be able to discern that relatively easily. Also, there's a very easy way to abolish the school-to-prison pipeline and mass incarceration. Legalize drugs, and don't fucking commit crimes. Anyway, if I go after all of these individually, I'll be here ranting about this particular triangle all night. So, I'm going to close this off with some of my personal favorites. Not believing people of color's experiences. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't believe anyone's experiences without proof. I don't fucking care what the color of your skin is, because the color of your skin is relevant to whether or not you're telling the fucking truth. Paternalism doesn't exist anymore. Fuck off with your ignorance. Police murdering people of color. So, is it black supremacy if a black cop kills a white person? What is it if a black cop kills a black person? Is that gray supremacy? No, my personal favorite, colorblindness. Of all this just goes to show that your entire argument and everything you stand for is baseless, because everything you're striving to achieve, race not mattering, is the very thing that you have disdain for. Color blindness. Are you actually retarded? Anyone that claims that this is white supremacy is a fucking mouth breather. Literally not caring about race is white supremacy now. That's it. White supremacy no longer means anything. Congratulations, you've now deflated white supremacy almost as far as you've deflated racism and Nazi. Give it a couple years and white supremacy will be used as flippantly as those fucking two terminologies. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Let's continue this fuckery, shall we? My privilege? I'm sorry, but I'm reserving my straight white male privilege card for the next time a cop pulls me over and I have a pound of weed in the car. In all seriousness, though, privilege is just a term used to squash political opinions from people that you deem as having been dealt a better hand in life than you simply based upon the color of their skin. But more on that later. Which is a really shitty thing to do because, here's the thing, cunt lips. You don't know another person's story by the color of their skin. And if you think you do, you're a fucking racist. And on top of that, I might add, you're also a shitty fucking person. As for standing in front of Muslim people of color and trans at marches, aside from the fact that you never fucking find me in a march because, hey, I got bills to fucking pay, I have to go to work. Wouldn't that be just virtue signaling about how much you care for them? And in your own logic, mind you, you'd be a racist. Correct? But wait, it gets better. Asking if they need help is racist as well as not helping. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. This is grade A mental cancer right here. Anyway, moving on before I eat a fucking bullet. The funniest thing here is that the biggest criminals in this regard when it comes to tone policing is the ultra-left. They're always waiting, champing at the bit for an excuse to call you a misogynist or racist because you rose your voice or you waved your hands around in an aggressive manner. Which, anyone who says moving your hands while you're talking is some form of microaggression, well, quite frankly, they need to be removed from adulthood and put back in diapers because they're not ready for the real fucking world. As for the talking bubble in this little cartoon, it's an obvious reference to Black Lives Matter and Antifa. But here's the thing. If you get upset because someone is calling out a movement for their violence or their anger, as it was put here, then you need to look in the mirror because no movement is devoid of criticism, especially in the sense of violence. So instead of acting like calling out these movements for their violence is literally racism, think about why violence is wrong as a tool to sway political opinion. As for the last bit, I don't need to tell anyone how to gain their freedom. It's called living in the West. Conditions of living are far higher in the West than it is in the rest of the fucking world. No, but instead, we'll blame everyone else for our problems without the self-awareness or wherewithal to understand our own lack of action towards the things that do need to be fixed is not only not helping, it's harming because the issues that do need to be brought to light are being buried under a mile-high mountain of fucking bullshit. Anyway, moving on. All of these things are so fucking idiotic. But let's get down to a couple of them, shall we? Here's a news flash. In the Middle East, there are countries where women have to wear a hijab or face legal action. She is wearing it because she is oppressed in this particular circumstance. And you whimsically waving it away with a flick of your wrist not only makes you look like an ignoramus, it also proves that you are insensitive to the plights of women outside the borders of Western countries. As for bias, we all have inherent biases, regardless of our skin color, our gender, or any other stupid fucking arbitrary measurement you whiny little cunts want to use today. We all have our biases. And what this video is doing is called hypocrisy. And God knows I hate a fucking hypocrite. Saying that making blanket claims about groups of people is a stereotype when there's no basis in fact involved, while simultaneously browbeating whites for being fucking white. But look at all of these places you can send money to in the end. None of them will have a bias at all, right? Not even a little one. BuzzFeed, where putting cream in your coffee is oppressing blacks, and self-awareness doesn't fucking exist. Anyway, that will just about do it for this video. I realize that this isn't necessarily my original, or not necessarily original, but usual kind of response video, seeing as there was no dumbass on the screen making, claims that A, are based in fact, and B, make no fucking sense. But as I'm winding down off of my high of ranting, I will be seeing you guys on Thursday with another rant, as per my usual schedule. And you guys have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and or night. And I will see you glorious cunts on Thursday.